Hello everybody, welcome back to Banata Salam Network. With you is Kida Nelson.
I'm unshakable root is what I am.
Today we are going to have a very exceptional episode with an exceptional guest. So without further ado, I would love to ask her to introduce herself for us.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing
You look great.
Thank you. Same.
Well, my name is Mimi James, and I'm an actress, a director, a producer, and a writer.
Wow.
Yeah, a South Sudanese actress based in Kampala.
That's great. You're so welcome, Mimi.
Thank you so
We
much.
are so happy to have you today.
Thank you. I'm
And
glad
we
to be
are
here.
looking forward for this conversation.
Me too. I'm excited.
All right. Can you please start telling us about your background and how you got into the acting career?
Okay. So, Taban, I was born in Khartoum. Yes, and I was raised there until 2008. Then I came to Kampala, studied my primary, 3 years, went back to Juba, up and down, Kampala, Juba, Kampala, Juba. But yeah, I am from Central Equatorial, Kajukeji. I'm a Kuku by tribe. But basically overall I'm a South Sudanese, I'm a proud South Sudanese.
Yes.
Yeah, so how I joined the industry here is a very long story. So basically I would make TikToks. By then, when it was still during the Musical.ly days.
The pandemic kind. That's
Exactly.
part.
So I would make some videos. That's actually before the pandemic. It was just close into the pandemic season. So after my 11th grade vacation, I was like, okay, I would be home since I had nothing to do. I'd be
That was
watching.
in Uganda.
Yeah, that was here. After we would come here for exams and go back. Yeah. So,
Yes.
yeah. So after exams, I'd be home watching movies, and I would see how they do their stuff, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me try something. So that's when I entered through. I started doing these TikToks and all that, and then basically after some time, my friends would see them and they'd be like, hey, why don't you try acting? And I'm like, me? No, come on now. I mean, how? I'm in a foreign country. How am I going to start, acting? How am I even going? I don't even know how
Where to start or where to
exactly.
begin.
Yes. So I was like, okay. What I did was I went to the how do you call it? To Google. I searched. I looked for directors. I looked for different producers and all that, and how it's like the whole process.
Yeah.
So after some time, I got the details and the research that I wanted, and I just went ahead. Sorry. I went ahead and started reaching out to different directors and all that. So I started auditioning, and just like that. That's how I entered through into the industry. Yes,
Just like that.
just like that.
Google, texting,
Exactly,
TikTok,
just like that, exactly. But at the end of the day, I still had that passion in me.
Yeah.
I wanted to, but I just didn't know how to.
Yeah.
And at the same time, balancing school and the acting career was hectic. I swear, like, there were days I'd be like, you know what, I'm just going to, I had to give up on one of the two.
Yeah.
Some days I had school, I had exams. At the same time, I have to shoot. And when it comes to acting, you have a script.
Yeah.
And in school
need
you
to
have
learn.
also,
Oh.
yeah, so reading the script and reading this, it was very tough. Yeah, so at the end of the day, I'm glad I got done with school, and I'm still continuing with my passion. So it's amazing.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's amazing. And as you were talking, you stated how you are from one place to the other, like Khartoum, Juba, Uganda, Wikida, you know.
Yeah.
And so, what were the major challenges that you faced when you were pursuing that acting career, when you were getting into it?
Well, first of all, this is a foreign country. At first, I was still a rookie. I was a newbie. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to contact. And I tried contacting some directors back home. But then, you know how the industry there is still getting
Developing.
started. Yes.
Yeah.
And basically, I think a few of them have less knowledge of the film industry for real. And here, I didn't have friends who were actors. I didn't know anyone who was in the movie industry. So reaching out, trying to get to know someone in this industry was hard for me, And now getting into the industry, sometimes it requires you to know Luganda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'd go on an audition, and then the director would ask me, "Do you speak Luganda?" And I'm like, yes, like, yeah, I can, but if I'm to actually act in Luganda, my Luganda would not sound natural. It would sound scripted. I would sound like I'm reading it.
Yeah.
And in acting, you don't have to read, you don't have to recite. You have to inhabit that role, and just like, if I'm to have a Ugandan character, I have to be Ugandan. Like, I have to
Period.
sound like I am
South
Ugandan.
Sudanese enough.
I get it there. So it was tough, because I would try picking up the language, and yeah, but right now I'm getting there.
That's great. All right. So, being a South Sudanese, you know, we have our cultural system and all that. What were some of the experiences, or cultural experiences, I would say, that influenced your acting career?
Give me that question again.
What are some of the cultural experiences that influenced your acting career? Like, you know how in Juba we have assumptions of how a lady should be, or how you should be. Because I'm pretty sure when you went to Daddy and Mommy the first time, Mama, I want to be an actor.
Talk about that. Talk about that. So, this is an interesting story. When I first joined the industry, I didn't tell my parents. Like, I went, I got an audition, I auditioned, whatever. I just came and told them, when they told me tomorrow we're camping at Entebbe. We're going to start shooting the next day. But tomorrow we're going to Entebbe, we're going for camping. The whole cast and crew will be meeting at Entebbe. So I was like, okay, how do I break this? So that was like in 2020.
Okay.
So I got the call, the director called me. That was my first movie, like it was a TV show. So the director called me and he's like, yeah, would love to work with you. I was like, me? You'd love to work with me? I mean, yeah, I was excited. So I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I want to start acting since it's quarantine and I have nothing to do. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. And she's like, well, you know, this movie industry, it doesn't make sense. You know, there's nothing there. It's just drama. It's like school drama. And yet I realized that most South Sudanese have less knowledge of the movie industry. You know, my mom was like, now what are you going to do? You're going to act like in theaters or something. I was like, no, it's the screens. You see these TV shows that you keep watching, the series, the movies, it's basically that. That's what I'm going to do. So she's like, you know, there are people who are there, people who kill people, and how they're going to like they're going to exploit you. You know, you're still new and you're young and you're a lady. Exactly. So I was like, no, Mom, it's not like that. She's like, you know what? I don't approve. I don't feel like you should do that. I mean, do something else. Go for a computer course. Go do something. I'm like, Mom, I am literally, there's nothing to do. And I really want to act.
I remember that time I was told, go for cooking or pastry training or something.
Exactly. That's what our parents think. Like, you know, the other, you know, other stuff are way better than the entertainment. The entertainment side of life.
It's just so undermined and so underlooked.
Exactly. And especially when you're a female. Why are you doing that? I mean, you can do something else, something better. And my mom was like, no, I really don't know, but ask your dad. So I was like, okay.
Baba.
And he called Baba. I was like, Dad, hi. You know, I wanted to start acting. So he's like, okay. So
what next?
What's next? And I'm like, yeah, I just wanted to let you know. He's like, do they need money? Do you have to pay for it, like an entry fee or registration? I was like, no, they're actually going to be paying me. He's like, you go to your I swear, like my dad has no problem if there's no money included.
Yeah.
As long as you don't stress him with money, he's like, go do your thing. So I called my mom back. I was like, He said yes. And she's like, okay. She had no choice but to accept it. So basically, at first it was hard to accept it. But literally nowadays, my mom calls me. She's like, how are you doing? how's the movie industry? I want to watch your movie. Yeah, is this out? And she has been so supportive ever since. Yeah, and at first it felt bad because I wanted them to watch my movies and get into it, and my dad, and one day maybe invite them and to a premiere or something, or maybe if I get to win an award someday,
Yeah.
I have them next to me and I'm like, yes. And then
That's
that's why I really wanted them to be in. That's my parents and my siblings from day one. They've been so supportive. Yeah, and you know, when you're starting something new, you don't know, you're nervous, you're sad, you're excited, you don't know what you're doing, and you just need someone to tell you, hey, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
You're doing the right thing. You don't know it yet, but you're doing it. So my siblings would do that to me every single time I come home, and they'll tell me, you got this. I mean, they see my movie. If my movie is showing and I'm not home, they'll call me. They'll be like, yeah, we're seeing you right now, you know.
Aw.
And I see that I'm in, and they'll just call me, yo, see, here's our girl, here's our superstar, and all that. I'd come home, and they're like, our superstar is home, and I'm,
Just beautiful.
yeah, it means so
Very
much,
rewarding.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Mm.
And definitely we can't ignore the fashion sense that we have been seeing for all this time. So I feel like this would be the perfect time for you
Yeah.
to choose 3 top outfits that you had and tell us about it.
So my first, actually, I'm gonna go with the third and then go to the last one.
Okay.
So my third best outfit was my first award ceremony. Actually, that was my first. You know, I've been in the industry. I'm still a rookie. I've been in the industry, I think, for 2 years and a half now. I've been making 3 years in October. Yeah. So that was my first award show. I was invited and I went through, and I didn't know what to wear, first of all. You know how you're going to a place, and you know you're going to meet the big stars. Exactly. And you don't know. You want to stand out. You want to look like one of them too. Like, yeah, I'm a star
I wanna
too.
fit in 'cause I'm a
Exactly.
star.
Exactly. So I had a black outfit.
Yeah.
It was a black dress. Half, like it would show some cleavage, you know. And it was my favorite because I had cut off my hair too. That was when I just cut off my hair.
Okay.
Yeah, so I looked amazing. I think I looked great personally. Yes, that's my third best show, my best outfit. And then the second one is my first movie premiere. It wasn't my movie that was premiering, but then it was the first movie premiere I had ever gone to.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was also a black dress. I love black. Like literally, I'd go for anything black. I
We
swear.
see.
Black again. Yes, so I love anything black. And it was a black dress with it had an inner dress and then an outer dress.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was fully clothed, and but then I had my hair, so you know I did the golly stuff. Yeah, that was my second favorite. And then the third one is my recent UFF, my first film festival. These are all my first. Yeah,
Okay.
my first film
I'm
festival.
pretty sure that's the red dress.
Yeah, the red
I'm
dress.
in love. I looked at that dress and I'm like, wow.
Oh, come on now.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, so a girl called Kristen dressed me up. So I told her I need something because they had a dress code. It
Okay.
was anything with a touch of gold. So it was red and it had a touch of gold here and there. So I was so excited to wear that one. Yeah, I was now this UFF. I was now fitting in the industry. I was now, you know, I know a lot
know
of people.
people.
Yeah. So, you know, getting there and, you know, first of all, the cameras are all over you. Hey, can I have a video? Can I have a picture of you? Something. Yeah. So it was an exciting moment for me. And that's like literally my best dress. Yeah.
That's beautiful. So, before we end the episode, what's the most rewarding thing that you have got so far since getting into the acting career?
I would say that fulfillment that I think I know what I want in life. You know, the certain stages in life where you're like, I want to be a pilot. And then another stage, I want to be a teacher. Another stage, and then there's a stage where you're doing something and you're like, I think this is it.
That's why I fit in.
Exactly. And since childhood, I've always wanted to be. You know, there was a TV show called Total Island something drama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the theme song was I Wanna Be Famous, something like that. Yeah. So that thing influenced me, and I was like, I want to be famous, but how am I going to be famous? Yeah, but that doesn't mean I joined this industry to be famous. It comes with it. At the end of the day, I mean,
Yeah.
if I get to be a great actress,
You'll
I'm gonna
known.
be famous. Yeah, either way, it comes hand in hand with it. So just the fact that I am doing it, and even if it's tiresome, sometimes I go on set while I am sleepy as hell. Exactly. You get done at around 10 or 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. By 6 you're on set shooting again. You know, where you haven't, you're tired, you're stressed, you still need to get your lines, yeah? And you have to go for costume, makeup and all that. You come back and it's a lot. But at the end of the day, you get that feeling like, I love it. You know, no matter how tiresome it is, I still love it like that. So basically, that sense of fulfillment, that is what I got. And that's the best reward I think I could ever
And I
have.
think that's what everybody is looking for.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, come home and be like, I don't mind.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've done all that, but I love it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm happy I'm doing it.
Exactly.
Okay, so any word of motivation as we finish?
Basically, I think my motivation would go to all South Sudanese girls out there. There's a quote that I would like to say, my favorite quote from the Tabo movie. Yeah, the quote goes like, no dream is too big and no dream is too small. You get, no matter what your age is, no matter how old you are or what your background is, whatever you want, whatever you dream, you can go get it. You know, and get something that you feel happy doing. You know, like no one sees your vision except you. Yeah, and you don't have to wait for people to see your vision. Go for it, go get it, and it doesn't matter where it is. I started my dream here in a foreign country.
On TikTok.
exactly, and just the fact that I sit back home, I go back home at the end of the day, and I'm like, I love where I am. I love the journey that I am going through. I mean, I am doing something that I know at the end of the day I'm going to go home and do it for the people back home. Yeah, my dream has started here, but it's not ending here.
Yeah.
I am still going to go back home. I want to make, I already have a company over there. So I still want to go back home, make a movie, premiere it, and give the same hope that I was given here to other actors out there. You know, acting is not all about, you know what, you're going to play as a mom, so say whatever line you want to say. Yes, it's not like that. It's all about getting the script, you know, and there's certain stuff that you need to go through. And one thing I want to say, there are people who have been inboxing me, Mimi, how can I start acting? Mimi, I want to join the film industry.
Yeah.
Auditions. Look for auditions. Casting calls are out there. Sometimes I post them.
Yeah.
And people sometimes think, okay, this is not the way you can get into the industry. But that's it. Go for the auditions that you want. Okay? Go for it. Watch movies. Learn different accents. Learn different characters that you can portray out there. So whenever an audition comes through, you can
already have
exactly
what to present.
exactly. So work on your brand, work on yourself as you see yourself, and treat yourself as the star that you're going to be one day.
Yeah.
Exactly. So whatever sector you're in, if it's in the entertainment industry, in the business sector, whatever it is, go do what you love. Okay? It starts with you. And then the people will follow.
Thank you so much, Mimi.
Thank you as well.
I am so happy to have had you today.
Thank you.
It has been so beautiful with you. And we wish to have you again soon.
Inshallah.
And we are looking up to you.
Thank you.
So stay strong and keep doing what you're doing because you're doing great.
Thank you.
And we are so happy for you.
Thank you.
And for everybody else, thank you for tuning in and wait for another episode. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like and share buttons. See you.